Sony said there will be 100 games in development, blah, 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 a ton of games coming. So I thought, okay, at the PlayStation Experience, they will really make a big deal out of this new $400 system they just put out. Well, no, because the only new game that was announced during this press conference was Starblood Arena from Sony San Diego. And yeah, it looked pretty cool. It's a space fighting game with a great art style. You can unlock some stuff. It has single player challenges and some multiplayer matches. But this was like the only like big game. They also had sort of dinosaur park, but this one really got some stage time. Then they showed a new Ace Combat trailer, and then it was like, okay, PlayStation VR gone. Let's focus on PlayStation 4 again. They had more PlayStation Vita games than PlayStation VR games. What do you think about that, Zach?
I think that they're honestly realizing that Vita will perform better and should be utilized more at PlayStation X rather than using the PlayStation VR. Because when it really comes down to it, PlayStation VR I think is going to be better suited to be shown off more at E3 just because of the fact that PSX is during the holidays. What do people don't have during the holidays? Money, because what do? They spent a ton of it earlier. So what better time to show off more PlayStation VR games, get people hyped to get a PlayStation VR than a few months later during E3, which will give people time to sort of recuperate their disposable income and be able to actually go out and buy a PlayStation VR if those games hit and people are hyped to get one. So I think that it's logical. I mean, obviously it is a shame, but I think it is definitely a smart move for them to do this, because it'll allow them to show off another big games lineup like they did last year at E3 for the PlayStation VR. They'll be able to do that on stage. They'll be able to have another packed sort of conference like they did last year, and I think overall it will be good for the long run. However, it is worrying because what if they don't show anything at E3 and it's just another lackluster PlayStation VR showcase?
Yeah, it's just that right now. Yeah, it's just that right now. If you look at the upcoming games, you have this Farpoint game, you have Resident Evil, you have Ace Combat, and this new Starblood Arena. Is it really enough? I mean, where's like the Uncharted integration or something like that? You really want a sort of system seller, and this is where we get back to the Super Data story. They are downgrading, of course, the PlayStation VR sales from 2.6 million to 750,000 for the year. So they first thought it would sell 2.6 million units, now 750,000. And that they say that it's also because of the supply inconsistencies and the lack of marketing caused the downgrade, and that Sony can't afford to take it slow with the PlayStation VR right now because it has no competition right now. Xbox isn't doing something, Nintendo isn't doing something, so yeah, the only competition is PC, and that's for a totally different audience. So maybe they're like, okay guys, let's just not announce a lot of things, let's just do it slow. And yeah, that kind of sucks, because on the other hand, the people that bought this PlayStation VR system are watching this PlayStation Experience conference. You don't have like Person X that's only playing Call of Duty and FIFA buying this PlayStation VR, because why would he? There are no games for him on that system. All the people were or in the audience or watching it live. So to not show some love, to not show some teases of things that are coming is like pretty bad. And what I mean, at E3 they're gonna show Spider-Man, they're gonna show Days Gone again, they're gonna show Detroit, they're gonna show God of War again. And to have some PlayStation VR stuff in between, that will not make an impact unless it's like the Star Wars or the Final Fantasy integration they showed or something like that. And those are all like 15 minutes experiences. So it's not, yeah, it's like, is this like all there is? Are they really just already throwing the not supporting it? Yeah, the talent.
I mean, I understand from their standpoint that they might just want to wait till E3, but it is worrying because of the super data information that they might just sort of be backpedaling at this point and not really wanting to fully commit. And that's been the case with some other sort of gimmicky things over the course of history, where they sort of hype it up and then they don't really do much with it when it doesn't perform, because they just go back to this random consoles making. So it is worrying in that case. I think that what little is there will hold off people for a while. at least until E3. But if they don't
Yeah.
announce anything at E3 and they don't put on a good show for PlayStation VR E3, I honestly think at that point we could say that Sony kind of just doesn't care about their PlayStation VR platform. But we'll have to
Right
wait.
now.
Yeah, but we'll have to wait until E3 to get a sort of definitive answer on that.